Hi everybody, this is Felicia and welcome to my channel. And I am here today because I wanted to discuss a new thing that I'm going to start doing because I want to get rid of some old scrapping materials that I have. The new series is going to be called Back in the Day, Scrap It Anyway because I have a lot of old kits from back in the day. I'll just say that. So this is what I'm going to be scrapping. I'm going to be scrapping a lot of these old kits that I've had in my stash forever. So I have like a few here, things like that. So I'm going to be doing that. And I wanted to get on here real quick to explain one of the biggest reasons why I'm going to be doing this. This is another one. This one has like these cute butterflies and stuff in it and everything. And these kits, let's see if I can, the lighting is kind of tricky here. So this is kind of like that. So these kits are old kits. These kits are before 2000, and they date back all the way to about 2003, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's where these came from, and I still have them. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start doing layouts with them and getting them out of my stash because I don't want to get rid of them. I don't want to donate them because, you know, they kind of have a little bit of a sentimental value to me. So I decided to go ahead and scrap them. So I just wanted to welcome you to the new series, Back in the Day, Scrap It Anyway. And so I'm going to be occasionally sticking in some scrap pages with some of the old scrapbooking materials that I have. And that is pretty much it. So I hope you enjoy and feel free to leave any comments because this is going to be interesting. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our first layout. Alrighty guys, so we are going to get started here on the very first kit that I have had since I looked at my whatchamacallit there, and I found out that I've actually bought this back in 2005. And it is a really kind of like it's like a groovy kit. And I think it's hilarious because it says in the groove. So it's more like a 70s type of deal thing there. And so I'm getting ready here. So while I'm getting ready, setting up my iPad. So while I'm getting ready, I'm just going to talk a little bit about how I came to do this. I wanted to do this because this is something that I wanted to take care of and not just throw my scrapbooking materials away or give it away. I decided to go ahead and keep it and try to figure out what was I going to do about it. Now I was just going to incorporate it into my scrapping stash with the rest of my stuff, but since I have so many of these, I decided to go ahead and start. So I'm going to try to do one on the average of maybe one every week. I'm going to try to do that. Hopefully I can keep that up outside of my normal scrapbooking. So for those of you who are interested in that, that's great. I hope you continue to come back. And for those of you who don't care for it too much, I'm sorry. I really am, but I do have to get rid of this. And so this is the only way that I could think of so that I'm not wasting it, and that is to incorporate it into my scrapbooking channel. So I am going to go ahead and get started on this. So this is like I said, the In the Groove kit here, and I'm going to take it out of the package after I straighten up my camera, of course, you know, so you get to see all the back scene stuff here of me straightening my camera, getting it all straight and everything. So we're not perfect. We're scrapbookers, and that's first and foremost what we are. As far as getting in front of the camera and making all the videos and things like that, that is secondary. So we wanted to bring our craft to you guys, and this is what we do. So right now you can see that I am taking out everything. I sped this up just a little bit, not a whole lot, like to 2 times, because I wanted you to see the stuff that I'm pulling out of the kit here. There's stickers, and you can see me going through it. Actually, 2 of those stickers don't belong in that kit. So I actually, those are the 2 I just pulled out. They don't really belong in it. They belong in the other kit. For some reason, I don't know how they got in there. But anyway, so I am going to be scrapbooking these 2 little guys. Now, these 2, David and Faith, they were babies pretty much at the time. Faith was just a little over 1, and David was almost 2, and they were both just tiny little guys there. And I just loved the the way this is going to be turning out. So as you can see there, I have all kinds of paper, and it's so colorful. I really like this. I don't know why I really even stopped using this. I don't know. Maybe it's because all that new stuff started coming out and it just really changed the whole entire scrapbooking world. For the better, actually, to be honest with you. I mean, I do like this older stuff here, but at the same time, I appreciate the newer stuff. Very much so. I picked up what I'm going to do, and I'm going to try my best to put this together. Now, it's a tiny bit difficult, just a little bit, and I figured that it would be. So I'm actually challenging myself to really use this. And so I'm going to cut the picture down a little bit here, and I'm cutting it down just a tiny bit just to get some of the excess off of it to make it smaller, because I just wanted to give it a little bit, a more even surface to work on. I'm going to mat the photo, and I'm going to mat it on white paper here, white cardstock. The cardstock was not in the kits. It's just something that I can, use here. Now, when I say back in the day, scrap it anyway, I'm not necessarily talking about the photo, but I just happen to have this photo. This photo is an older photo, but the scrapbooking kit is older than the photo. And so I am going to basically just be scrapping the kits itself, and then sometimes I may have new photos and sometimes I may have older photos, but right now I am using a much newer photo compared to the scrapbooking kit. This photo was taken in 2011 and the kit was in 2005, 6. I think it's 5. I think I was right the first time. It's 2005. Alrighty, so as you can see, the kit comes with a little punch out. It is a very thin paper, that little flower, and then you see me go around. I'm showing you that I'm going to be cutting that frame out. That's very thin paper, so you really can't do too much with it unless you mat it on another piece of cardstock or something like that. So I'm taking my knife here and I am cutting along the little scalloped edges, and let me tell you, it does a good job. And no, I don't have a cutting mat under this while I'm doing it. It's wood, and the wood doesn't really bother me anymore. I stopped using the mats because I was getting tired of replacing them over the years, and it gets so filthy dirty. I do have a brand new mat, and I also have the Tim Holtz glass mat, but you can't cut on the glass mat. So, but I do have a brand new healing mat that I just haven't taken out yet. I just haven't used it just yet, but I'm getting tired of replacing these mats. And so, to be honest with you, it didn't really do any damage on this wood surface. I was really surprised, and you can see for yourself. Man, I was like, okay, cool. Then I'll just, start doing that. And I also, one of the biggest reasons why I got these wooden tables, oh my gosh, I got these wooden tables back, and one I got in 2016. Actually, I got them both in 2016. I just got them at different times in 2016. I got one around spring of 2016, and then I got one later on going towards the end of summer, beginning fall of 2016, because I wasn't sure if I was going to like it, and I ended up liking it, so I just went ahead and got two. So the wooden tables are from IKEA, and believe it or not, they no longer really sell this kind. I looked high and low. It's different. They've changed so much. And within the few months that I bought the tables, they changed. So I bought, like I said, spring, the first one, and then kind of late summer, early fall, the second one. And oh my God, what a big change. I was really surprised. All right. So now I am cutting out this rainbow. And that is another thing. You can cut these older kits and cut out these pieces like I'm getting ready to do now and use them for ephemera. I mean, I'm just like, you know what? Let me go ahead and just do that. So I'm cutting out this piece right here, this rainbow, because I want to use that. And I want to use this on the layout. Now, I was really surprised at the amount of stuff that was actually in these kits, and I kind of remember, and they were expensive, but not expensive then. I mean, back in 2005, $6 is what their normal price was, and then I bought that particular one on sale for $3, and so it was 50%. But it was amazing on what we could do with those things back then and how we scrapbooked back then. I have layouts that I've used, and if I can just dig them up and find them, I can showcase them on the next video for the back in the day Scrap It Anyway, and I can do that. I can see if I can dig up one, but I am really surprised at how much stuff was actually in those kits, to be honest with you. So it was just very thin paper, and it is acid free. So if you're interested in that, it is still acid free, the paper and everything. Of course, it has to be for it to last this long. It's been 10 years, over 10 years. Actually, let me see, 2005, that makes 2000, and I'm counting here, 2010, which makes 5 years, 2015. And if you just keep going, we figured out it's been a while. It has been a while. So I'm figuring out what I'm doing with this frame here. Like I said, I slowed it down a little bit so that you can see what I'm doing, see how I am going to pretty much use this kit, and I'm doing it now. And I'm finding myself that I'm telling myself, you got to be careful. It's paper, and so I'm holding it because there I go. I hold it because I realize that, okay, it's thin. It's going to rip if I do this too hard. So then I figured out how to do the frame. Then I was trying to figure out how to put that little rainbow circle guy there, which was pretty cool. And I was like, yeah, let me see what I'm doing. Let me leave it here and see how I like it. In the meantime, I start gluing down some other stuff here. I have a little circle that came from out of that little sunflower. And I'm also going to use this sunflower, half of that, and put it up in the upper corner there. So trying to figure out, which I hope I'm get better at here, how to use this older stuff is a little bit challenging because it's different from what I've been scrapbooking on since about 2009, because that's when I noticed a change, or I'm sorry, 2008 is when I noticed the change in scrapbooking. Papers started coming out and different things, and it started changing. And it's changed even since then, because I have papers from 2008, 9, and they're thicker. All of the pattern papers, they're much thicker than they are today. Today, they've thinned out quite a bit, but the papers from the pattern paper from back then, we're talking like old stuff from American Crafts. We're talking like old stuff from, what is that? I can't remember what that company was, but they had thick paper as well. And, it's just amazing how the scrapbooking world has just evolved and been changing. And a lot of the changes are for the better. A lot of them are. And then there are some changes where you're like, oh no, why did they change that? So it's been different. I could tell you that much. And being in the game for 20 plus years, like I have been, you see the change. For the newer scrapbookers out there who are watching this, it has changed, and you guys are reaping the better benefits from back in the day. That's why I call this back in the day, because you are reaping the better benefits this time around here, because things have changed quite a bit. It used to be thin paper, boy, let me tell you. And then we didn't have as many embellishments. We had to actually make our own, and we did not have all of those thickers, I should say. We had to make our own alphas, or use cutouts, or use stencils. It was different. And I could tell you that now now I appreciate thickers so much. I remember when thickers came out. Oh my gosh, I had a fit. I was so in love. I bought so many thickers. I don't even want to tell you when thickers first came out. I think I've spent $150 on thickers alone. just to get my stash going back then. And I haven't done that since, because I had joined quite a bit of scrapbooking communities where or subscriptions, I should say, and I was able to just get thickers in every kit. So that was the cool part of it. I mean, after a while, I didn't have to buy thickers, and then I started getting thick. I had too many subscriptions, and then my subscriptions started getting like thickers in every kit, and then I started getting too many, and then I gave away 125 things of thickers. Back in 2015 is when I did that. And now I don't know. I have like, gosh, I don't even I can't even count them anymore at this point. But I gave them to a preschool that could use it, and because they were struggling for things, and I gave away 6 inches of pattern paper to 2 different preschools. I gave so many ribbons away. I have given away so many things over the years with scrapbooking, and I even had enough to get someone else started that I know in scrapbooking, and they're still doing it as well. They don't do videos, of course, but they just do it. I had that much stuff. So I can say, honestly, after the 20 plus years of building up my stash and giving away stuff, I decided to go ahead and keep this kit. I can't believe this. I think about this all the time. Every time when I sit down to scrapbook, I'm like, wow, how am I going to get through some of this stuff? I mean, I love scrapbooking, don't get me wrong. It's just that I got a lot of it. A lot of it. And some of the stuff, when I did my tour, I didn't even show you my extreme out of this world brad collection. I have so many brads, and I have so many shapes and brads. It's not even funny. I have shapes and leaves and shoes. I mean, shoes like you put on your feet. Baby booties, those cooking spoons, cups. Oh my gosh, stars, whatever, everything else. There's so many brads. And I still had, of course, this stuff here that you see me scrapbook right now, which I am combining some of the new stuff. And this is a puffy set that I'm combining with this older scrapbooking kit. So the puffy set here is not that old at all. As a matter of fact, I think it's only like a couple of years. So now I am trying to make use of my older scrapbooking supplies and just go ahead and use them and challenge myself to use them. So I'm pretty happy with the way this came out. It's very simple. It's just what I needed to tell the story, which is what I'm getting ready to do once I finish decorating the edges of the paper. And I just really appreciate you guys just hanging around and hearing me just go ahead and ramble, which I tend to do sometimes. But I am pretty much done with this layout here. I'm going to tell the story and I'll be done. But if this gives somebody any inspiration, I am happy. It'd be great, because that's something that I didn't think of myself doing when I first started, was inspiring people. But this is something that I hope that I continue to do, as far as scrapping all of my older stuff and, using it up. Now, some of these photos I have scrapped before, like I've scrapped this one before, but I've scrapped it a while ago. I think it was like years ago. So, I had a duplicate of it, and I said, you know what? I got a duplicate. I mean, there's no one said you can't do a duplicate, right? And you can tell a little bit more of the past story. So I remember what I said on the first one, so I'm elaborating on this next story. So that's what I'm doing. I'm drawing the lines for that, and I'll be getting that done. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'm going to be bringing it back to see, and so you can see the next set. The next one I enjoyed doing as well. I hope you guys enjoyed me rambling, of course, and then seeing that all of my older stuff, and that you can still scrap your older scrapbooking supplies. You really can. I just hope this helps you guys, and so that way you can just make that choice on whether you want to keep it or not, or challenge yourself to scrap it. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I really appreciate you guys out there. Thank you guys for all your comments. Your comments have been so lovely. I really enjoyed answering them and just talking back to people, because I am a people person. Thank you guys, and have a great and wonderful, wonderful scrappy week. Bye.